Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome one more time to Business Credit Radio. We're on blogtalkradio.com, and we're looking forward to a great discussion this evening, and I hope everybody is looking forward as much as we are. Well, we start off all of our shows by giving thanks to our friends and sponsors at the CMA.
This evening's show is partially brought to you by the Credit Management Association, a proud affiliate of the National Association of Credit Management that has helped business-to-business companies with their credit, collections, and financial decisions since 1883. Contact CMA at www.creditmanagementassociation.org for more details on how CMA can benefit you.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Business Credit Radio is the voice for credit and financial professionals worldwide. We are looking forward to tonight's show, and our co-host tonight is Mr. Eddie Sumar from beautiful Southern California. Hello, Eddie.
Hi, Phil. How are you? I want to welcome all of our listeners tonight from the U.S. and from around the world. And let's have fun. Let's have a good time tonight.
Agreed. Hello, callers. Please, if you want to call in, dial 347-989-8342. I'll see you on my studio, and once you hit the button number 1, I'll bring you on live, and you can meet and greet tonight's guest. Business Credit Radio is honored to welcome Robert S. Bernstein, who is the managing partner of Bernstein, Burkley, P.C., a law firm focusing on corporate bankruptcy and restructuring and creditors' rights law. The main office is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with satellite offices throughout Pennsylvania and Ohio and West Virginia. Mr. Bernstein represents businesses of all sizes and types in many areas of their operation, including representation in reorganization proceedings. He has extensive experience in credit recovery matters, including collections, secured transaction, and mortgage foreclosure. Bob writes and lectures for local and national groups on matters of collection, bankruptcy, business law, and professional ethics, and for more than 17 years has been certified as both a creditor's rights and business bankruptcy specialist by the American Board of Certification. Currently, few attorneys in the country hold both certifications. His book, Get Paid, P-A-I-D-T-M, A Guide to Getting Paid Faster and What to Do if you don't get it, or if you don't, lays out an innovative strategy for business to successfully manage their credit policy and collections for their sales. Get Paid is Bernstein's comprehensive system for businesses and credit managers to increase profits, reduce costs and delays, while developing better relationships with customers. He is board certified in business bankruptcy and creditors' rights law by the American Board of Certification. He has been named a Pennsylvania super lawyer by Philadelphia Magazine since 2008. As a trained mediator, Bernstein is also a member of the Association for Conflict Resolution, an organization dedicated to the practice and public understanding of conflict resolution. Today's discussion topic is T's and C's for your credit policy, a huge discussion that credit managers have with each other all the time. We want to welcome. Hello, Bob. Say hello to our audience.
Hello, audience. Hello, Phil, and hi, Eddie. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
I appreciate you coming on board. Start us off and tell us, go to your credit policy. What is a credit policy?
What is a credit policy? Well, credit policy as you guys know, because you're well experienced in this, is a very broad term that is used to describe an internal set of rules for the handling of credit and the extensions of credit and the recovery of credit in your business. I like to say that every business needs to have a credit policy, whether it is a 3-ring binder with lots of detail for the big businesses or the sheet of paper up on the wall that says who you'll extend credit to for the little business. But it's the set of rules that you should be governed by, that you've given some thought to in advance of being asked to lend money.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Is it a staunch set of rules? I mean, is it something that you absolutely have to have, that you follow no matter what? Or is it more or less like the letter of the law?
Well, that's a tough question, Phil, because I do think that every business to be successful should have a set of credit rules that it lives by. Now, those rules may be flexible in certain situations, but there has to be some guideline, especially when when a responsibility is delegated down to other people to execute it. So when you have when I open up my own store and I'm sitting behind the counter and the first customer comes in and says, "Okay, Bob, I'd like to buy 2 of those widgets," and or let's use an example that we're all familiar with, although we've never actually seen it happen. Wimpy comes in and he says, "I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today." What do I do? Do I say, "Oh, thank God somebody's buying my hamburger, I'll gladly give you credit"? Or have I thought about in advance what I have to do to be successful in my business? Thought about margins, thought about terms, all those kinds of things. Those are the kinds of rules I'm thinking about, where you think about it in advance. Even if it's flexible, you have some guideline.
Okay, so it's kind of like a blueprint. Why is it so important that every company have a policy? What happens if you don't?
Well, just taking my example a little bit further, I open, as entrepreneurs are always, or business people are always looking for validation. I come up with a new idea for a product, and I really, really, really want it to catch on. So when somebody comes and says, "Hey, I'll buy one of those things, but I can't pay you for X days." Well, I'm probably thrilled to sell one, because then I can go home and tell my wife, Ellie, that my idea really worked and somebody actually bought it. And so we tend as business people to look for that sales validation. And we get into that whole discussion about what drives businesses and sales versus credit. And I know you two have had lots of experiences with the conflicts there. But we're looking for validation. So I'm happy to sell, and I'm happy to sell again tomorrow, and I'm happy to sell the next day, and I'm thrilled that people are buying it, and all of a sudden I get to the point where I'm out of money because nobody's paid me.
Well, that's why you have good credit managers around. What do you think, Eddie?
Definitely. Thank you very much. Welcome, Bob, to the show tonight. And I love the thought about credit policies, that you give thought to things in advance. Because sometimes companies, especially entrepreneurs, and I love the concept of validation. Many entrepreneurs are not really good administrators or managers. They are great salesmen. They are innovators. They sell, but they cannot collect. They get out of business. And we know the statistics. In the first 3 years, 98% of companies that enter will go out of business. So policies and procedures, I think, are very, very important. I agree with you 100%, Bob, that each company, small, medium, or large, should have them. But they shouldn't be a straitjacket. I'm one of the proponents. It's a safety belt. It is not a straitjacket. they should be.
Well, I like that analogy. That because I agree with you. It is a safety belt.